Isn't it interesting how the mind, when left unchecked, constructs barriers that never really existed? Because somewhere along the way, you were taught rules. Rules about how to be, how to act, how to think. What was acceptable, what was strong and what was weak. But who taught you those rules? And more importantly, why did you believe them? When you really think about it, wasn't it all just an illusion? Because what if the very beliefs that kept you safe were the same ones keeping you stuck? What if the very need to prove yourself was only ever proof that you doubted yourself? What if the desire to man up was never about strength but about fear? What if overthinking, the rushing, the trying to be one step ahead was actually keeping you 10 steps behind? And what happens when you let that all go? Because the past is done. It has no more power than the meaning you give it. And right now, in this moment, you get to choose. Do you keep playing by rules that never served you? Or do you finally step into the freedom that's always been yours? Because the truth is, you don't need revenge. You don't need to be right. You don't need to prove anything. What if the only thing you ever needed was to be free? Free from expectations. Free from the weight of other people's opinions. Free from the illusions that winning means anything at all. And isn't it fascinating? The moment you stop fighting, the moment you stop forcing, the moment you stop gripping so tightly to control, everything starts to fall into place effortlessly. Because isn't it true, the more you let go, the further you go? And now, as your mind turns over, as something deep inside you shifts and adjusts, isn't it funny how what once seemed so important suddenly feels irrelevant? Because the moment you release the need to prove, to control, to fight, you step into a world where life becomes effortless. And isn't that exactly what you always wanted? Because isn't it fascinating how the mind, once locked in old patterns, can now break free? Because for so long you held on to the need to prove, to be right, to control, as if control ever really existed. But now something shifts, something unlocks, something clicks. And maybe you already noticed it, or maybe it's only just the beginning. But either way, you can feel it now, can't you? Because the past, it's like an old movie you once watched, a story you once lived, but it's not yours anymore. And isn't it interesting how easily and effortlessly you can just step out of it? Because what if everything you thought you needed, revenge, validation, certainty, was only ever a distraction from what really matters? And what really matters? Living, creating, laughing, loving, being. Because the old game, the game of proving, of fighting, of endlessly justifying, that's a game you've already outgrown. And now you're playing a different game. A game where you win by letting go. And the moment you release, the moment you stop gripping so tightly, everything just falls into place. Because isn't it funny how the more you let go, the further you go? The less you force, the more life flows. And the less you care about winning, the more you actually win. And now as this sinks in, as the unconscious mind adjusts and integrates, it just becomes natural, automatic, effortless. And as you think about this now, what else becomes possible for you? Because as you move forward, faster, lighter, freer, one thing is clear. Your best life isn't ahead of you. It's already here. And all you have to do is step into it. Because it's interesting, isn't it? How a single thought, a single shift, it can unlock something deep inside you. Because for so long, you were trapped in a loop, weren't you? A loop of proving, of fighting, of holding on. And yet, what if holding on was the very thing keeping you stuck? And if you could just let go, truly let go, what might happen then? Because haven't you already started to notice that feeling of release, that lightness, that shift? It's already begun, hasn't it? You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase it. You don't even need to understand it. Because transformation happens naturally, effortlessly, the moment you stop resisting it. And maybe you used to believe that letting go was weak. That emotions were dangerous. That control was power. But was it really? Or was it just a defence? A defence against what? Against feeling? Against being vulnerable? Against being seen? But now something changes. Because what if true strength isn't in control but in trust? What if the most powerful thing you can do is stop proving, stop chasing, stop forcing, and instead step fully into yourself? And when you do, when you embrace who you already are, without fear, without hesitation, something amazing happens. People feel it. They feel your energy. They feel your certainty. They feel your truth. Because people, they don't remember what you say. They remember how you make them feel. And as you start to shift, really shift, deep inside, something locks in. A new belief, a deeper understanding. And you don't even have to try. Because the more you relax into who you truly are, the more life unfolds for you, effortlessly, beautifully, naturally. And the more you step into this truth, the more you realise you're never meant to prove anything. You're meant to create, to explore, to live. And now as your unconscious mind integrates this fully, completely, you don't even have to think about it, because it's already happening. It's already shifting. It's already you. As you think about that now, what else becomes possible? What new doors open? What new adventures begin? Because one thing is certain, the real you, the free, powerful, creative, unstoppable you, it's already here. And all you have to do is to step into it.